So welcome everybody to getting to know Knovel better. My name is David and I'm a customer consultant for the engineering tools of Elsevier, one of them being Knovel. And I will show you today what is Knovel and how to use it. As I said, the meeting is being recorded and you will get the link later today or tomorrow so you can rewatch it or send it to your colleagues and teammates. I want to launch a quick poll and I want to know how often you use Knovel. It will help me to focus my presentation. So I hope you can see now the questions. You should see a pop-up and you can answer. And this is anonymous, so no one will be able to see who answers what. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, 35%, 50%. Okay, I see a lot of beginners. That's good. You came to the right place. 78%. There are 2 more people who didn't answer. If you can answer, that would be great. All right. So you should see the results now. So I see, yeah, so either use once a month, seen it once, or have no idea what it is. Great, you came to the right place, and let me show you. So today we're going to see what is Knovel. We're going to see the 2 types of search that we have in Knovel. We have free text search, and we have another search based on material properties. We have interactive tools. We have graphs, tables, and equations. We want to see My Knovel, which is your personal space when you can save and share everything you do on Knovel. And I want to talk about Knovel to Go, which is our mobile app. And this is more than a discussion rather than a presentation. So whenever you have any question or anything you want to say, just unmute yourself and ask me the question. Don't even wait for me to ask if you have questions. That's fine with me. Let's start with what is Knovel. Knovel enables easy access to trusted and reliable scientific sources. We have almost 10,000 books and handbooks, and the data that we have, all the books and all the information, is not only from the Elsevier publication, but from over 150 trusted publishers. Among them, you can find the one you see here, the bottom part of the page. Now, Knovel offers advanced search options. We all know it takes much more time to search for the information you need than to actually use the information you need. When you use Knovel, you're going to save a lot of this time. If you have 2 monitors, you're welcome to use one monitor to log into app.knovel.com, and you should have access to Knovel. And whenever I show something on the screen, you can try it for yourself. Then you can ask me questions. Feel free to do so. app.knovel.com. I mentioned that, the second I see something in the chat here. Yes, okay, thank you, Bob. Maybe that was from the before question. We have 2 kind of searches in Knovel. We have regular search, which is the free text, and we have the property search based on material properties. I'm going to start with a free text search, and I want to switch to my browser. Should be able to see my browser now. This is the homepage of Knovel. We have here 2 tabs. We have the search Knovel and we have the property search. And we're going to start with the search one. This is just a free text like Google, just type in anything you want. And I already opened a few tabs, so it will be easier for us. So let's say you are searching for liquid distillation. This is how the results page look like. And you can see here in this bar, we have the type of information. So we have all, which is everything. We see here over 1,500 results. We have the books and texts, we have graphs and tables, equations, definitions, and you can also, whenever you choose one of them, you will filter, of course, your results. You can also filter it here based on those terms. So most of the results here fall under this category, and then this category, and so on and so forth. So you can choose it like that. Now, same as Google, we can use a term, or we can put this term in quotation marks. Then it means we're looking for these 2 terms together. For example, here, I typed liquid distillation, and here I see only distillation. And here I see liquids and distillation. But if I want the specific term, liquid distillation, I just put it in quotation marks. As you can see here, I have only 24 results, which is great because I don't need to go over all the 1,500 results I saw before. And if you can see here, they highlighted, it's this exact term, liquid distillation. Another type of search we can do is use some logical like and, or not. For example, I can use boiling point, but I can also search for boiling point and, capital and, liquids. And I have different results. And you can also, if you want, you can use the operator or the operator not. Just keep it capital and then you'll get them. Let's say we chose one of the results. Let's say this one. This is going to be a link to the book in Knovel. This is the book. And sometimes the results will take you to the specific chapter. Specifically, this one was the book. You can see here the book. You can see here the table of content. And let's dive into one of them. By the way, on the computer, you can download every chapter. You cannot download the whole book, but you can download the whole book to your mobile app, which I will talk about a bit later. So this is how it looks like. You can save it to your mobile. You can share it with anyone you want who has Knovel. Just type in the email address and a message for them. You can save it to see it later, download, print, get the citations, and you can add notes. So for example, you can highlight that, and let's highlight this one, and you can add here the note. Later, if you share it with someone, they will be able to see your note. They will be able to comment on your notes. You can comment on their notes, and this is a great collaboration tool. Instead of sending PDFs or any file you want, using email or any other file delivery system that you have, and then add the message, hey, I have a note at this paragraph, just you can share this Knovel URL with the notes. Everybody will be able to see it. I'm going to talk about the other search, the property search, unless you have any questions before. Let me know. Okay. So the other search is material property search.
Dave,
yes.
This is Rebecca. I have a quick question. As far as sharing notes, it's that sharing through email, or there are profiles that are made within Knovel, okay, and you can share them through profiles?
Thank you for the question. So let's say you want to share this, and you can't share the note itself. You can share this page with this chapter, but anyone you share it with will be able to see the note. Now, the way to share, we have two ways to share that. One is just click this button, share. Then you just put their email and the message. But the people you share with has to have a Knovel account. Okay? Did it answer your question?
Thank you very much. Yes,
yeah,
thank you.
You're welcome. The other way, which I will show a little bit later, you can save everything to folders and you can share folders. So you and I can have the same shared folder. Everything I put there, you can see, and you can edit and you can change. But if I created the folder, I can choose to give you only read-only rights or all rights. If I give you all rights, you can do whatever you want. If it's read-only, it's read-only. It depends how trust you have in the person you share it with. Okay. Thank you for the questions. Again, if you have any questions, just stop me, and that is fine. The other search is the property material search. And this is the home page, and you have two tabs, and I'm going to see the property search. By the way, if you take a look at the right side, you have video sign. Almost every page in Knovel has this video sign, and it will take you to a short video, 2 to 3 minutes tutorial about how to use this page. You are welcome to use it. This is the material property search, and I want to show you one example. Let's say I'm looking for aluminum. I have here almost 3,000 results. This is a lot to go through. And on the right pane here, I have a list of material properties. I can search for heat and find, for example, the heat transfer coefficient. I can drag and drop it, and then I have only 9 results. So instead of 3,000, I have 9 results, which is great because I have only 9 results to go through. Now, if you can see here, I have the word exists. It means that it has something to do with the heat transfer coefficient, but I can be more precise. I can choose to have a heat transfer coefficient that will be greater or equals to 10,000, and here you can choose any unit I want. And if you can see here, I have only 2 results. I can even be more accurate and add another parameter. So I can add also here the solar heat gain coefficient. And again, there are a lot of properties there, so you can choose the right one for you. I can edit also. And then if I want to see those 2 parameters together, I have only 1 result, which is great because that's the only thing I need to check. And also here, I have the logical operator. So I have AND, or not, and this is the way to do it, you can add up to 3 different properties. And also here you can share the URL, you can save to my Knovel, and if you see also the video on the right side, there's a video tutorial about it. I want to talk about the interactive tools, but first, do you have any questions regarding the property search, or would you like me to show something specifically? All right. So, interactive tools. We want to make calculation easy. For that, we developed a lot of interactive tools, tables, graphs, equations, and a unit converter. And I will go back to my browser. Let's say you found a book that you like, and you found this table. Sometimes it's really hard to get the data out of the table. You need either to copy paste or type in manually the numbers. And sometimes you deal with big tables, really long, maybe even wider. Instead of this table, we made it interactive. It means that you can change the locations of the columns. If you want, you can delete columns. Let's say I'm not interested in this one, I can just delete it. I can also, I can also filter it. So for example, here, I want to have only some of those values. I can use filter, and I can choose that the value would be only the one that are greater than 250. I hit enter, and I have here only the ones that are greater than 250. After you finish deleting and filtering, you can just export everything here directly as a PDF or to Excel. And this is a great way for your research or for your data analysis. You can take all of those numbers, add your own numbers, and then you can do in Excel whatever you want, making plots or anything you need. The other thing is graphs. Again, let's say you found an interesting book and you see this graph. Sometimes it's really hard to get the data out of the graph, then we made it interactive. You can just, okay, sorry, I'm timed out from my system, so let me open it again. Yes, so you can just type in, sorry, you can just choose points on the graph. And as you can see here, those points are here. I can do another set of points. I can do many sets of points, and you can see the points here. And then you can export it directly to Excel or as an image if you want to. Now, especially with temperature, sometimes we have different axes. We have, let's say, axis for Kelvin, axis for Celsius, axis for Fahrenheit. If we have more than one, we can just choose here the axis we want, and then choose the right points, and it will, the numbers here will be based on the unit that you chose. The last thing is the equations. And I will show you in a second how do you get to all of them.
Sorry.
Yes.
Just one question.
Yes.
When you are showing the graphic, is that possible to export all the points? I mean, not necessarily just to add a point, but the experimental data that you already have to Excel?
I didn't understand your question. Can you explain it?
For example, you are showing a tool that you need to add a point in the graph, and then you can export the information, right?
Yeah.
Is that possible to export the information regarding all this line that the name B in your example, for example?
All of the line? No.
Yes.
No, I understand your question. No, actually, that's the first time I've been asked that. So the only workaround I can think of is just choose all of those points.
Okay.
But yeah, there is no option to choose all of them.
Okay.
But thank you for your question. And by the way, also here you have the video symbol, so you can, if you don't remember how to use it, just click on this video or drop me an email, whatever you find more useful. Going back to the equations, there is the worksheet of the equation, but before I want to show you this one. You have here an explanation about the equation, you have explanations about the parameters, and if we open it, we can have some calculations. Now, I chose a rather simple equation to show you the idea behind it, but there are many complex equations when this becomes really handy. So again, you have here explanation, you have explanation about the parameters and the units, and here you can make the calculation. So there are some values here to the parameters, and this is the answer. Now we can easily change it here. So let's say R sub C, instead of 1, I will change it to 60. And if you can focus on this green rectangle, I'm going to press enter and the answer changes. So you can just play around with the values. If you want to change this equation, you have your arithmetic and Boolean, and you can do anything you want with that. If you can add something, or maybe there is some restriction on your research, you can add that too. And this can also be downloaded to Matcad. I know a lot of people use Matcad. You can use that, or if you want some values in the Excel sheet, you can do it also from here. And the last but not least is the unit converter. Because we don't want you to leave the system. We want you to be able to do all of the calculations here. So this is a straightforward unit converter. You just put here the value, you choose here the unit, you hit convert, you choose the other unit, you hit convert, and you have the value here. And it covers, I don't know the exact number, but once I try to find some really weird units, every unit exists here. And even if you can't find it, you can make your own unit here. So if you found some rare units, you can also use it. Don't worry about it. Let me go back to the presentation. We covered the interactive tools. We also have My Knovel, which is, I'm sorry, which is your personal space in which you can save, share, and set alerts. Everything in Knovel you can save. Every book, every equation, every table you can save, and then you can revisit it. Here you have My Saved Items. You can also have My Alerts. On top of the books or tables or everything you want to save, you can save searches. So you can make a search, save it, and then revisit this search. Now, when you make a search, you can save an alert. That means you can get an email every week or every month, and it will tell you if we have new information that matches your search. So this is a great way to stay up to date with everything we upload to Knovel. You also here, you have everything you save to mobile. As I said, you have a mobile app. I will talk about it in the next slide. And you have your folders. And this goes back to the questions. Someone asked me before, I forgot your name, I'm sorry. You can save everything to folders, and then you can share those folders. As you can see here, the two people logo with the number 2 means that it is shared. Then everybody, all of those 2 people can see everything that's in the folder and change it accordingly. You also have here everything you saved. You can see all the content. You can filter it by search query or books and text or databases or anything you want. And of course, by activity, let's say you want to see only your comments or only the things you saved to mobile, and of course, by time. The other thing you have here in your personal space is My Activity, which is like your browser history. This is the history of everything you've done in Knovel. And also here you can filter it by time or activity. The last thing is the Knovel to Go, which is the mobile app. We have a free app for tablets and mobiles, both iOS and Android. You don't need any extra access. You can just go ahead and download it. And with this, you can download the full books and you can work offline, which is a great advantage. What did we learn today? Let's sum up in a few sentences. We learned that Knovel is an easy-to-use tool to find reliable data quickly. We saw that Knovel has 2 types of search, the free text and the one that's based on material properties. We saw that Knovel has interactive tools to help with calculations, the tables, graphs, equation, and we saw that Knovel has a collaboration feature, which is My Knovel, which you can save, set alerts, and share everything you do with everybody you want. Last but not least, on the Elsevier website, we have a lot of videos. These are every time I said that there is a video logo that you can visit. These are few of the videos there. You can just use it. I will send you later the slide deck. You can use those links to go ahead and start learning about Knovel. But with every question you have, even if it sounds a stupid question or a naive question, just drop me an email. I will happily have another conversation with you and answer that question. And with that, thank you very much. And I'm waiting to hear what do you think, if you have any questions or anything to add.
Can I just ask something very simple, please?
Sure.
Is there a way to build your own library so you've got ready access to certain books or whatever?
Yes. Yes. So let me just share my browser again. Can you see my browser?
Yeah.
Let's say, let me go. So this is a chapter. I can also go to the book. This is a link to the book itself. And here I can save it, save to my Knovel. Once it's saved, you can go to my Knovel, which is here. And you can see here everything you saved. And if you want, you can put it in different, for example, here I made the webinar for you, so I chose a few one. I created one called Solvay. So you can create your own library here.
Thank you.
Answer your question, or were you looking for something else?
No, that was it.
Perfect. And as I said, you can share folders, so you can make your own library, and you can have one folder or as many as you want to share with other people. And you can choose to give them read-only rights or all rights. And then if you give them read-only rights, they won't be able to comment or won't be able to delete anything.
And just for information, I saw there was an option to print out. Is there any, where does copyright live in all this?
So everything from here, everything that you use in Knovel, you can print. There is no option to print the whole book. You need to go to print chapter by chapter. This is the reason, because of copyrights. But if you go here, you can print it, no problems. Of course, you can take this, you can get a citation here. And if you use this material in some formal document, it's mandatory to use a citation, so you have it here. Does it make sense? Sorry, Chris, did I answer your question? I see that you're talking about your.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you. Do you have any other questions? Okay. So as I mentioned before, please let me know for any questions. If you want me to have another training, either one-on-one or for a team, let me know. We can definitely do that. We can even tailor specific training for a specific field. Let's say you have a team that focus on one thing, we can do a training only for that. It also might be a good idea that you now play around with that, and in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we can have another conversation after you play around. You might have more questions or maybe in-depth questions. And the idea is I'm here for you. You have my email, just drop me an email and we can figure it out together. Okay. And you will later get the link, YouTube link to the recording and of course the slides.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, appreciate it.
You're very welcome.